Hey everybody. Okay, now we're going to shift gears here a little bit. We are going to do a little bit of the interior stuff in this video. I'll give you all the overview and voice over all the pictures on this one because there's not a lot of pictures of the interior, obviously, because it's only been stuff that we've been working on and building up to this point. When we go to obviously to install and that kind of stuff, then there'll be more stuff like that. But so. A lot of people do the Dakota digitals or the other kind of styles of digital gauges and stuff like that, and we kind of opted not to go with it because we're trying to do this kind of somewhat budget friendly because doing this shit, there's not much for budget stuff. But anyways, I was able to get a set of Vito gauges from a guy about an hour from here, so I got a really good deal on it. So I thought it would be really cool to kind of go to that bit of a retro but not retro, and kind of new but not new and stuff like that. So because of how much has been chopped and mangled in this van, so as you can see, they've drilled and hacked all kinds of different holes in the surround for the gauge cluster. So now that being said, because of the old style bucket that used to be in there for like the analog stuff, like the direct drive and like for the speedo and the gauges, and of course they had taken it apart and they sprayed it some god awful fluorescent green. It was just crazy. But anyways, so I've opted to make a complete, not a bucket because we don't need a bucket for it, but just a plate. And as you can see, we kind of got it set up so we'll have signal lights, high beam, and brake warning, brake pressure, and then obviously the same. So in order to get it to match. And to get a different color, because I mean, for the most part, the glove compartment box was in pretty good shape. I mean, they didn't cut into it or anything, but in order to get everything, like say, to match and to cover over some of the other junk, this is what we've done. So these are the templates for this. And like I say, this is just the glove compartment box. There's another view of it. Come on. So yeah, so I've made this one to cover over everything. So all we really gonna need is an ignition, headlights, and windshield washer. So that's kind of what we're at in doing it this way, like I say, because we've opted to try and, with the motor video, if you guys have watched that one, we're trying to do the gray and brass look, and we've been really trying really hard on using a powder coat system that would pretty much will give us like a real brass look. So it's a couple different coats. It's like a super chrome, and then they put like an overlay on it. It's almost like a clear coat with the color. It's supposed to make it look bright like brass. I'm not happy with it. We've tried twice now, thinking maybe it was a problem with curing the under the super chrome and then stuff, but it's come out the same both times, and I don't like it. So. And as you can see, so we got the sheet made for that, the template, or not template, but the actual piece made for it. So that's what the gauge cluster is going to look like. I went with a little bigger of those penny style lights. The small ones are okay. I could have probably did that, but at the time, these are more available than the little ones. I couldn't seem to get the little ones anywhere. Everywhere I looked were either sold out or was back ordered or whatever. So then again, same thing too. There's a glove compartment. There's all the steel made for it. There's the set together. I'll just do it this way because if I leave it on autoplay, I don't think I can keep up. Anyways, yeah, the built steering column. So the steering column's just a tilt. It's designed for a floor shifter, so it doesn't have anything, none of the crap on it, other than I do believe it's got the hazard light switch on it. So like I say, and this is all kind of still all in the mock-up stuff. So I mean, this is actually quite some time ago, because as you can see that the old style where they had hacked the dash, all the stereo stuff hasn't been changed out yet. And so it gives you a little bit another view of that side. So the only thing I don't like about it is because the way this steps down, it doesn't match this. But so our idea is the inserts are supposed to be done in a brass. I've actually got brass sheet for it, but we got to sand it and polish it. That's what we're going to do. And these are black. So the dash is all going to be gray. So we'll have black steering column. The surround will be black with like a brass background. These will be brass. Like I say, that'll be black as brass as well. So we wanted to try and utilize the van because it's not a Suburban, still to be able to have a back seat in it. So what we did is we took a square body Blazer seat that we were able to get on the marketplace. We got that, the front seats, and the console, thinking, wow, that may be a way to go, and then just upholster. So because we tubbed the back and then used the pickup tubs, obviously, because we got some pretty big meats going in, we sectioned this. I do believe it was 6 inches or 7 inches. I can't remember. It was some time ago. So it was actually a pretty easy process. I thought it was going to be a lot harder dealing with the spring steel and stuff, but the way it worked out and how much we actually had to section out, it worked really good. So the only thing in the back piece is that one section of this had come out, and then we brought those two together. We snipped them out and then re-welded all the pieces and then the backing part for it. So like I say, I mean, it turned out really good. Like it's all done. So as you can see in here, we got it set up on the blocks, just trying to find out height. You know, we're sitting in it, and you know, just all that typical mock-up stuff. It did turn out really, really cool. Like I say, just the height stuff and trying to get it figured. So this is the base that I built for this. So now this will still fold forward. So say if you, for whatever reason, you have to crawl over to get in the back, or you're not stepping on it, it still works because it's still got the lever to kick it forward. The only thing we didn't do is allow for this to go fully forward. But the hinges are still there, so it could always be an option, but we just opted to bolt it solid because tentatively it's short box, right? Short wheelbase, so anything you need in behind, you can reach it from the back doors. There should be no reason why. I mean, like I say, if you wanted to fold it over. Okay, this is a lot going in this picture. So anyways, we were able to get a pair of seats out of a 2023 Grand Cherokee. So now these are like the 6-way power, full lumbar, full meal deal, heated, cooled seats. I was able to tap into it, get all the motor functions and all the up and down and back and forth and tilt and all that kind of fun stuff done, or tapped into it to get it to work. I have done a bunch of researching, and from what I understand is that you actually need the HVAC computer in order to control the heated and cooled seats, because there's another little, looks like a mini computer or some kind of a module underneath the seats that I don't know anything. So like I've said before, if you got any ideas or you've seen this before or if you've experienced it, please reach out, let us know, and help me out with that, because we're a ways away from that yet, but we're gonna have enough options with the new wiring harness that I can pretty much will power everything. So I don't know if I can bypass and just put the fans on the seats because they are leather. This gives you an idea what the console looks like. There's a lot more of that stuff too yet, but console. So yeah, we're trying to figure out, you know, shifter height, where that's going to be. Like I say, we got Old Air products, so that's all in mounted, well, all mocked up. We put our vents in underneath, so we're trying to figure out how we're going to hide our vent tubes and stuff and that kind of thing. As you can see here, we're going to be shaping this a little bit more. So instead of trying to find either like LS Fab cup holders or something like that, I just went to the dollar store, cut these off and took the spot welds out of them, and they're stainless cups. They're thin, but they work, and it's going to be really good. So we got, I think big ones are in the front and little ones are in the back. So now that being said, to go back with the Blazer seat stuff, because it's a flip forward seat, actually I took everything that they had, like from the Blazer stuff, cut it all apart, and then all I did was I kept all the latch mechanisms, and then I built everything else for it. So it's got boxes underneath with 1/2 inch solid for the locks. And it's yeah, it works really cool. It's really super easy. Okay, now we're going to jump back. So this is the base for underneath the seat in the back. I wanted to do like a spider web kind of style, but I started with it and I just couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it. But so what we've done is I've actually gone to almost like a scope view, something that's different, I guess you would say. Maybe just, I'm not just a fucking meathead, but whatever. And you'll see in another picture here how I've got it set up. So this is the front part of it, and then this is the front part of the seat, obviously. Those are the seat belt mounts where they come up and through. Because the seat's a little bit narrower than the stock, it does change that. So here's another picture of the seats. They're uncovered. Console's kind of in there still. And like I say, this is quite some time ago. The seats work really good, obviously because it's not a pickup where you're short and behind the seat for room for this, you know, the thickness of the back of the seat and stuff, where a lot of people have problems with, or they end up going to like a short back. And like I say, the seats we got, they were out of a wrecker. I mean, they were not cheap, but they were, compared to what we were looking at for reupholstery and stuff and doing other things and not getting full electric stuff. Yeah, it's this is definitely the way to go. Definitely the way to go. Some more of the back seat stuff. Sometimes I get a little carried away with some of the pictures, but it's nice because you can actually look back on it. So now that we've got there, we're not cutting the doors for speakers. Absolutely not. We got brand new doors, so we're opting to put a speaker on each side in the console. You can look here, you see the shifters recessed in, and we're putting a hand e-brake in it. The old style had the old hand e-brake underneath the steering wheel, and oh my god, it's like a 747 under there. It's so big and bulky. But anyways, we've changed that, obviously, because we got all Wilwood brakes, and then with the park brake, we can bring the cable straight up through the frame and then right into the step up that goes into the back. So it's all that kind of stuff's been planned out. Kind of like I say, everything's been bolted in. This is a pretty heavy cardboard, so it gives us a really good idea for fitment and placement of exactly what we want, the angles and that kind of thing, right? Like I say, just heavy cardboard, cut a bunch of scrap wood, and then yeah, just kind of screwed it all together to make it work. And here you can see there's the cup holder, so the small ones are in the back. There's the speakers. You can kind of see it'll be a flush mount. I didn't want it sticking out where you're beating it with your shoe or anything like that. Like I say, we're trying to keep this really cool and neat. So, I mean, there's still stuff we're talking about with colors and what we wanted to do with this. And like I say, we're kind of briefly talking about the brass. So this is the back seat. So this is the way the spring works, very similar to the, well, that is the stock piece here, and this is the stock handle, which has obviously been modified for that front passenger seat. Now I got a strut in there, and it works, like I say, it works really good. There's more than enough room to get in and out. I mean, it's not like you're going to be using it as a limousine, right? I mean, it's just basically for a couple guys get in, you know, I don't golf, but anyways, do that. Maybe go do a pub crawl or something. This is a little bit more, you can see. I actually had to make stoppers too for the seat, because the seat would actually come back so far that it would actually want to run itself right into this lip that's right here. So we have to change that as well. There's rear seat. So now obviously it's upholstered. So we've gone to the same kind of diamond tough. It'll look exactly like the front seats. It looks really good. And then you can see here, so there's a sub. So yeah, so seat belt stuff. So I made brackets. I didn't, like, we got the, when we ordered the belts, we ordered the shorts for the female side, and they were too short. And then not only that, as I found that they were wanting to pull into the seat too much, so I just built these extensions out of a 1/4 inch. And yeah, it's all grade 8 hardware, like I say, and then it brings that up. So there's the sub. So this bracket all bolts into the back of that seat, and then you can see here, so we've got, trying to keep that same kind of, I don't know, I'll just call it the design. There's not really much I can say about what the design is, other than trying to give it that scope look kind of thing. This works really good. It kind of leans back away from the seat. It all sets in there really nice. It's got all writing tabs. It's nothing sharp, blah, blah, blah. It still gives us access for power to the sub itself. Just some more stuff underneath, having a look at the way the cross bracing was, is how I put it in and stuff to make sure, because I mean that sub's not light. So there you go, you got both seats, belt mounts are in, and then this is all obviously hasn't been cleaned up or nothing, but it's all kind of been pretty much full finish welded. And it was just a matter of going and getting it cleaned up and sandblasted and all that kind of fun stuff. There's our center line, so hole. So when you look down the back at floor height, you can see all that all the way straight through. There, that gives you a better picture. Why? I don't know. I just did it. Some days I don't know. I build all kinds of shit, and then it's like, ooh, okay, that's it. So hopefully you guys like that. Like I say, if anybody's got any comments or about them seats and the HVAC system, or can I bypass it, and do I have to put a relay in or anything like that, please let me know. And yeah, until the next one, cheers.